About a couple of things for you. Okay, I'm going to talk about some postural stuff that's going to help you, and we're going to bend you from the waist and get you a little bit flatter back through there. This side's probably actually one of the most important ones in regards to when we start talking about your leverage and how you're going to deliver that power source to impact. When we start talking about delivering power sources, we're talking about that becoming a straight line. Okay, and then we'll start talking about how we can deliver that as a straight line. This can theoretically generate more speed if we have more levers, but I'll tell you what, it's a hell of a lot harder to line up. Okay, so obviously we're after that kind of thing.
Yep.
All right, so then from there we're going to talk a little bit about that hub, and we're going to talk a lot about how you generate force by keeping that sucker on the ground.
Okay.
Okay, and at the moment when you lift that off the ground like that, you can start to see that hub moves.
Oh, okay.
So therefore it changes the contact point with the ground. So in 2/100ths of a second from there back down to here, which isn't a great deal of time, you've got to move it.
Okay.
And you've got to try and get back there again. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, as we've just seen. Yeah. So if I can get that pressure staying on there, reality is that it doesn't actually stay on that foot. You still will have, you can try and push on that foot as hard as you can, and even if you do, and even if you feel like you're moving this way a little bit, I can guarantee you still have roughly about 60% still on there. Okay. What we're after is kind of a 60-40, 70-30 split. All right, somewhere in between there, where we got 70% to 60% on here and 30 to 40% still pushing on here. Okay, so then we can start to generate some really nice forces in the ground, and it starts from the ground and works up.
Okay.
All right, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we're going to ask you some drills that you would give yourself to help you with that. A lot of those things will be in front of a mirror to get you to understand. We'll pick a point behind your head and get you to rotate around it and make sure that your head doesn't push past that point. So we can then get some feeling of, okay, what does that actually look like and what does it feel like at the same time?
Yeah, because sometimes when I'm swinging, I feel like I move my feet a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
It feels awkward.
Yeah, yeah. And this golf swing game thing is counterintuitive. What you actually think you're doing and what you're really doing are two totally different things. Okay. So as we start to look on the other screen, because you've lifted that foot up, we've seen it go up and back, and now it's got to get back down again, right? And it doesn't quite get there.
Oh yeah, you can see.
All right. So hence the reason why you hit this one along the ground, the other one you hit over here somewhere and hit the wood. All we're after is returning the club to the same place each time. So if you remember how bent your arms were there before,
yeah.
now they're even more bent.
Okay.
Okay. So when you're starting to do and devise some drills that are going to help you with your leverage and your force summation, okay, you're going to start to look at starting from the ground and working up, and you're going to start looking at starting from a very, very tiny golf swing and rebuilding that motor pattern. Okay, so we're going to build a motor pattern in a slightly different area. That means we're going to hit some little tiny pitch shots, really waist height to waist height with the golf club, and we're going to give your arms a lot more extension that way. Okay, and you're going to start with those little tiny ones, get the feet on the ground, get the feet pushing into the ground so we don't get you, well, there's a couple of reasons why, obviously generating force into the golf ball, but also you'll get tendonitis in that left elbow. Okay, if you keep doing that. Now I don't want to sound like the Grim Reaper there, but that's what'll end up happening, because there's a force going this way quite nicely and this elbow's going, no, I don't want you to do that. Okay, so that's us. Do you think you can handle that?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, good job.
And I just need to let my body flow a bit more because I'm restricting it with my elbow. And
that's pretty much it.
Up.
Yeah. But as you start to, if you start small and work that up, it will happen whether you like it or not. Okay. You don't really need to think about it a great deal. Otherwise, there's a bazillion things that you can think about in 1.4 seconds, give or take 0.2 of a second, in a golf swing. Okay. From start to finish, when you finish it off up here somewhere. Okay. Too much going on. Yeah. In too little a time.